And trust me, that passion will drive you to do the right thing and will drive you to succeed. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Well, you've been in that field for quite some time, I should say. What would you want to see change for all the women out there to embrace and enjoy this tech space, or enjoy the kind of field that you're in for our nation, Uganda?
What would I want them to do?
What would you want to see change, or what needs to be done?
Oh, what needs to be changed? I think perception, mindset. Sandra, I am this one person who does things my way. Like, if I have passion for something, I'll do it. If something drives me into doing something that is good and helpful, I'll do it. People have a perception. I think people have always had a perception that IT is for men. It's a men thing. Yes, it is true. The field is majorly dominated by men, but you just need to change that. I mean, for your information, what a man can do, a woman can do it better.
A woman can do it better.
What a man can do, Sandra, read this, read my lips. What a man can do, a woman can do it better. Yes, we are in leadership. We are in so many things. Now, by the way, when growing up, I used to admire Engineer Winnie Byanyima, the wife to Colonel Kizza Besigye. Yeah, when I read her story, when I watched her, I got so inspired. Yeah, I saw that woman who stood among the odds and beat the odds. So from then on, I just kept on saying, okay, if Winnie did it, who am I? Who am I? If so and so made it, why not me? I mean, at the time they made it, they didn't even have that confidence that I have. Because me, I'm a very confident woman. I have the confidence, and that confidence drives me. Yes, that confidence drives me to places. If you love something, do it. If there is a problem, look for a solution. Yeah, let me tell you something about the tech world. Innovations are driven by the need. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Innovations are driven by the need. Now, find a problem, establish a solution. If you do it one time, it doesn't work, do it the second time. If you do it the third time, the fifth time, it doesn't work, do it again until you perfect it. Provided you see hope. I mean, if you do stage 1, stage 2, and it works, and then it drops at stage 3, then figure out what has gone wrong. Fix it. Go to stage 4, 5, and 6, and eventually you'll win. Yeah, my perception is I don't give up. I'll try, fall, get up, wipe myself, try again, and some more until I make it. If you want something, set your heart. If you set your heart on something, if you set your mind on something, set your heart on it and follow.
Okay. Well, what are some of those other challenges that you can cite out, apart from a perception that needs to be addressed for the women to sprout, or maybe the women to stand out in this tech space? What are some of those other challenges you can cite out that are hindrance, apart from the intimidation to do with the men?
The challenges, well, there is a way human beings are, most especially our race, the African race, and most especially in Uganda. Now you see me with my shortness. Of course, I'm young, and then there is a way when you step. Now you see, Real Communications. Let me put it this way: Real Communications Limited offers branding to the public, and our niche is actually corporate companies and organizations. We do branding, events planning and management, or we do websites, designs and management, we do documentaries. So you go to, now me being the CEO, of course I'm majorly the business development manager. I have to pitch for business now. The challenge is, I'm not even going to see it as a challenge, but it may be a challenge somewhere out there. Like I told you, I don't easily get intimidated. When I enter the room, you'll undermine me on seeing me. But when you take time with me, what I'll deliver will shock you. So I think that's how I've been able to, to brave out. The challenge is that people seem to think that women may not deliver enough. I mean, they see you're short, you're young. Now you're going to meet PhD holders, people who have owned companies for decades. These are big corporations. They look at you, and Real Communications has just taken a short time in space. Real Communications is less than 5 years. But you're going to, meanwhile, Real Communications is going to manage their corporation, and they're like,
what does she have in store?
But I'm telling you, at the end of the day, we humble them. You know, you enter, have a meeting with the client, you lay your manifesto, you lay your strategies, you deliver, and the client, and the good thing is that when you deliver, that very client will recommend you to other clients. Now, that's the beauty. So that's the challenge. I don't know whether to call it intimidation or it's mindset.
Someone looks at how,
perception.
Looks at your age brackets.
Yeah, someone looks at your gender, they look at your age brackets. But of course, they cannot see the content. It is after delivery that they believe in you. I think that's a challenge.
Well, I want you to speak to a woman out there who is like, that's for the uptown, those that are so qualified. I mean, they've gone to different universities. It's not for me, it's not my thing.
Well,
because we want all the women to embrace what the tech world has to offer, much as they could be into the small-scale businesses out there.
Now, let me encourage a woman up country there and say, today we have phones. We have upgraded from button phones to smartphones. Sandra, there is a phone of mine that is in my bag there. It dropped on the tile, and now it's having mechanical issues. Of course, I'm going to fix it. I'll fix the software part of it, if there is any. I first want to get the screen, then I'll get inside there and see what's not right. But what am I telling you? I have done so much with my phone. I can take 3 days straight indoors without getting out, but I'm working. Now, you even sometimes give people the perception that you don't work, that you're jobless. Of course.
She's always inside the house.
Yeah, she's always inside the house. She's a stay-home woman. Then they ask, you've closed yourself. You've been indoors for 4 days. Are you okay? I'm okay. Have you been sleeping? But of course, sometimes you cannot explain to everyone. And sometimes not everyone will understand the things. But what am I saying? I do so much with my phone. Much as my phone is connected to my other gadgets. But still, you're a woman up country there. You're a young lady up country there. It doesn't matter where you are. You could be even in town. You could be up country. You could be in your garden. If you have the network, you can do a lot. It depends on what you want to do. You know, you don't just wake up and start doing things. You first have to, like I told you, tech is about a problem solving. What is the problem? Figure out the solution. So if your phone can do it, why you can do so much with your phone. I have softwares that I put in my phone and enable me work. So you don't need to have a full electronic, house. You don't have to have a house full of electronics to do it, to make it. You don't have to have a PhD to do it. You don't even have to have a bachelor's degree or even a master's degree to do it. No. I told you I have a bachelor's degree in journalism and mass communication. I specialized in PR. And then, of course, along the way, I had passion for IT, and I knew so much about IT. Then I was like, but wait a minute. What if I advance? Like, what if I do these things authentically? Then I went for PGD. Yes, then I went for PGD. So I'm doing great things, but with my PGD, postgraduate diploma, you don't have to have so much qualification to make it.
Everyone can embrace.
Actually,
you can switch at any time.
Switch. It's
you
about
need to reflect
passion
and have that passion going. Then you figure it out.
Yes, find the problem, figure out the solution. Think, network. I am one person. I'm a team player. Yes, much as I know what I know, but I don't depend entirely on myself. Yeah, I share ideas, and I also seek out ideas.
I was going to say, and
actually,
you're not selfish, because you know sometimes women would really hold back, not supporting or lifting a sister's hand.
No, me on the contrary, I'm very free. I'm very approachable. And I think it's because I'm very approachable. It's why whenever I approach people, people receive me with open arms and they help me on spot. I mean, I'm going to come to you. I have, of course, I know what I know. You also know what you know. But remember, you know what I don't know, and I know what you don't know. So at the end of the day, we have to help each other. We have to help one another. Network. Don't confine yourself in one place. Yes, much as you have the knowledge. Yeah, you're very intelligent and all that, you're a genius. But move out, work out, network, connect, and yes, make things work. Well, if you have passion for something and you don't know how to go about it, like I want to encourage my sister out there.
Who wants to be like you?
Yeah, who wants to be like me. Actually, I want you to be more than me. I want you to be better than me. But of course, I have a beginning for you. So if you have passion for IT or even any other career, any other passion for something else in another field, you can still reach out to me. I will guide you. Yes, I will guide you. Reach out. We don't need to be we don't need to keep everything to ourselves. If you want to get if you want to do something and you don't know the how and the where's, connect. Things will work.
It doesn't have to connect or ask if you don't understand anything.
Yes, it doesn't have to connect.
Well, would you sit and appreciate Uganda itself? I mean, you talked about always wanting to stand out and be an international journalist and try to figure out things, and you're like, okay, this is Microsoft. How did they start the invention and what was behind them? Everything that leads to that particular product or bit of it. Would you really appreciate Uganda? You're like, yes, I'm proud of my nation. Well, in regards to where we stand as far as ICT is concerned.
Yes, I'm very proud of Uganda. You know why? There are so many innovations that you do not know of. I'm always at the IT hub. Nakawa there, ICT hub there, Nakawa. Sandra, students have innovations. Young people have innovations that you cannot even imagine. People have innovations, but they are hidden. Maybe you just need to find time and reach out there and pitch out for them. People have great innovations. They are making things move. They are making work move. But they are not foreigners. They are Ugandans, and they are doing the things in Uganda. I'm so proud of my country, Uganda. I'm so proud that I'm a Ugandan. I'm happy to be a Ugandan, and I love everything that is in Uganda. Of course, it cannot be everything. Yes, nothing is perfect in this life, and no country is perfect. We have our flaws, we have our pros and cons, but I want to tell you that I love Uganda for all that it is and all that Uganda is so gifted and so talented, and it's full of people with great ideas, great minds, great talents, and hardworking people. Ugandans are innovative.
So if you had, if you were able, capable of investments or funding, you would reach out to those at the hub.
I would reach out. Yes, yes. If you find time, reach out to me and I take you to those people. There are this group of people with innovations, great innovations. And really what is capturing them is the funding. You know, even me personally, I think of a concept, I put it in writing, and you really see that this is it, what it is going to do, the kind of problems it will solve. But then you're tired. You don't have the money to make it happen. So there are great innovations in Uganda, but money is tying down people. And of course, you know you cannot do much without money. Yes. That's really
Speaking about money itself, for a parent out there who wants their children to take this path, but they're like, maybe the courses are expensive or something like that, maybe just speaking to them and letting them know it's really worth it, investing in a child to take this path.
Yes, to a parent out there. Like, me growing up, I did not grow up from a rich family. No, I come from a very humble background. Very humble. That if I gave you a picture of my growing up, that's a story for a full day. Even me sometimes when I sit and reflect who I am today and what I have been able to do and what I'm still doing, I break down and cry. Because no one really expected me to even be this. Yes, I'm not yet very big, but I am big in my own way.
Fitting in your shoes.
Fitting in my
standing
shoes.
out and
yes,
you're like,
basing on the background. If I was not a fighter, if I was not focused, if I didn't have anger, if I didn't have hunger for success, if I didn't have hunger for relevance. You know, in life we have to be relevant. Yeah, we have to make a contribution in this life. I wouldn't have made it. So I'm encouraging every parent out there, whether you're in your garden digging right now and maybe watching this on your phone, or maybe you're somewhere watching this, it doesn't matter where you're watching it from. Yes, and you're looking at your bank account and it is in negatives, and probably you're even contemplating suicide. I want to encourage you to hold on. Some of us are coming from pits that no one ever thought we would ever come out of. But here we are. I'm now at a master's level. I'm at a master's level, but my dad has no idea how I even reached where I am. He even doesn't have any idea of how, like, what am I saying? Motivate your child, support them as much as you can, with the little that you can, then expose them to the rest of the world. Let them, encourage them to network. Let them look out for opportunities. There are opportunities out there, Sandra. Yes? The opportunities out there. My education has not been purely from my parents. That I want to tell you. It is talent, it is discipline. Talking about discipline, parents, raise your children with discipline, like enough discipline. Without discipline, I wouldn't have been who I am. Discipline has taken me places and it's still taking me places. You may be very brilliant, you may be very beautiful. It's not your looks, it's not your brains. But yes, it may be all those, but discipline is very paramount. Teach your child well, groom them well, encourage them to network, look out for opportunities. If you cannot look out for opportunities, encourage them to look out for opportunities, let them network. It's one thing leads to another, and that's how life is. So if your child loves tech, encourage your child and encourage them to network. It will lead them to this point and beyond.
Wow. Wow. Great words, I should say. I was all taken up. Just listening to you speak, I'm thinking someone out there would love to visit you and really get to know what Rita is all about and what they really do at Real Communications. Can they have an opportunity for training or maybe sessions?
Oh yes.
Because we cannot exhaust everything from here.
Yes. The beauty is that Real Communications also offers trainings in the communication field. Yeah, we have, there are these journalists, we have people who have had passion for journalism, but they have not been there, and they wanted to have a starting point. We have trained those people. We also do offer trainings to institutions. I didn't tell you I'm a lecturer.
No, you didn't. She's a whole package.
Yes, I'm a lecturer.
You are a whole package.
I'm a lecturer. I do lecture communications. Okay. And at some point I was the head of...
And you got emotional. Yes. See how it's great to listen to women.
Yes. At some point I was the head of the department.
Sorry, we got emotional.
Yes, of communications, but I signed out because I was getting overwhelmed. So these days I just go and lecture and offer any other advice that I can, and then I move out. So we do offer trainings to organizations. Yes, you have your staff. Let me tell you, education is one thing and learning is another. Sandra, a lot of people are educated, but a lot of people are unlearned. Do I make sense?
Still waiting for you to break it down for the viewers watching.
Let me say it again.
Because it's
reality. A lot of people are educated.
Okay.
But a lot of people are unlearned. Yes, you have your staff. Some of them are holding PhDs. They're at masters. But you'll be shocked at how unethical they can be. A number of people lack ethics. Now, me being a communicator, being a communication specialist, I'm so sensitive about everything, and most especially ethics. Yes, you're a communicator. You know what communication is. Everything is communication. Silence in itself is a communication. Your dressing in itself is a communication. I will tell you why I've chosen to put on blue and why I'm appearing the way I'm appearing. There is a reason behind it. To me, everything communicates. You find a manager acting so uncivilized and so on. I mean, we do offer those services. We do train staff. I don't know how some people get to their offices without the communication ethics. Yeah? You find someone very rude, very arrogant.
And they're just thinking about the
paycheck.
And
they're so unbefitting of their positions, and you're like, wow. Trust me, I move a lot.
Quite embarrassing.
I move a lot. I enter big places. I meet big people. Some places are pleasant. Some places are so unpleasant. Yes, the structure in itself is pleasant, but the individuals whom I sometimes meet.
The structure is so beautiful.
The structure is so beautiful. The organization is so big. Even the human being is so handsome and
very
beautiful.
Very handsome and very smart. But what comes
beautiful.
out?
Wow. You look at them and you're like, wow.
I need to work here.
I need to work here. And you look at them and you're like, wow. If this was my husband, I would be on cloud 9. But wait to listen to wait to listen to them to speak, or wait for them to handle a client. You'll be shocked. So we do take care of such things at Real Communications. We do offer trainings on communications, customer care. Yes, and basically work ethics.
So how can I find Rita?
You can find Rita at Ndondo Complex, Kisasi. You can also visit our website at www.realcoms, coms with double M.co, not .com, .co. Yes, you can also find, if you want Rita, you can find Rita at 0773 886640. I repeat, you can find Rita at 0773 886640.
Okay.
Yes, and I don't have a particular time for calls because the nature of our work sometimes dictates working transnight. Sandra, for you could be here, coming here, you could be here presenting and doing things like that. When for me, I'm sleeping. Sometimes I take 2 days straight without sleep. And then I take my time and decide to sleep. It depends on the task at hand. And what needs to be done.
Innovations, creativity, research.
Yes. So you can call me anytime. Provided I am awake and close to my phone, I'll pick you. Me, I don't have such things like don't call at such and such a time. I don't have. But of course, when you're calling, mean business. Be specific. Yes. Yes, be specific about what you want, what you're calling for. Be objective.
Okay. Words of encouragement to someone who's watching you.
Yes.
I know for a young girl out there who's trying to figure it out, or maybe someone wants to do this particular course, is at least comfortable where they are listening to your story. And the parent out there also wants to, still thinking about it, investing, sure they've also at least are able to make the right decision. But before we let you go, a word of encouragement, or maybe something that we can live up to, thinking about Rita, Elite from Real Communications Limited.
Yes, a word of encouragement is the key point. Keyword, my keyword is word of encouragement. Maybe I didn't share with you, but I'm going to derive my word of encouragement from the birth of Real Communications. Real Communications started with an idea. Now, let me share with you shortly. When I was employed somewhere, that I'll not mention.
Focusing on salary.
Yes, focusing on salary. Yes. Yes. People would come and look at me and see my services. Then they would admire me. Then they would say, hey, how much are they paying you here? Why don't you come and work with us? Yeah? And then I'd be like, Now, when that kept on happening, I realized I had so much potential. I realized I wasn't spreading my wings far enough. So I realized I was so much on demand. I realized I was extraordinary. Of course, sometimes I would be there and things wouldn't move if I'm not around. And then if I'm around, then things move. Then I realized, hey, that was when I realized my value. So people started calling me out for consultancies, private consultancies. I would go, and I started doing this by the free of charge. I would do free of charge. They would call me and I would offer my services voluntarily, like free. Hell broke loose at one point when I went to offer services to a big corporation that I will not mention. Should I mention it?
No.
Well, I shouldn't, yeah?
Name withheld.
Name withheld. Okay. The management, everyone was wowed at my services, and they asked, how much have you been paid? I said, no, nothing. It was from there, I was given 5M. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5M.
That you did not even...
appreciation, just a token of appreciation.
That you had not even asked for.
Yes, that I did not ask for. I didn't even expect it.
So you realized you're like, this kind of value I've been toiling around with.
Some CEOs put me aside from different companies. Of course, partners, development partners, they put me aside. They introduced themselves, I'm so and so. I own this company, I'm the CEO, I'm the ED of this company, I'm so and so, I'm the ED of this company, I'm so and so. And they were like, who are you? You are everywhere. Like, you seem to be in the center of this whole thing. Who are you? They picked interest in knowing who I was. Now, I started identifying myself by the organization I was working for. They told me, do you know who you are? I laughed it up and said, yes, I think I do. They said, no, you don't know. For them, by then they expected me to be a CEO of a very big company.
Not like I am working with.
Not an individual, not I'm working for.
You needed to spread your wings some more.
So they told me, no, can we have a cup of coffee? I said, sure. We went. They told me, now, we are giving you a week to register your company. We are giving you a week to come up with your company. And I told them, no, I don't have the money. I didn't even have, you see, initially I knew I would set up a PR
You started
firm.
thinking about figures.
Yeah, initially I knew I would set up a PR firm.
Like 5 years ahead?
No, not even years. I just had a particular amount of money in my head.
Mm-hmm.
But with no specific, of course I knew I wanted to set it very fast, but I didn't know how. In my head, to be honest with you, I had like 100 M in my head to do my own company. I told them, but now you see, I don't have the capacity. They asked me, which capacity? I said, I don't have the financial muscle. You don't have the financial muscle? I first told them I don't have the capital. They told me, what kind of capital? They told me, you have the capital. I said, I don't have the capital. Are you in my pockets? Are you in my bank? Are you the money seated in my bank account?
Yet you're holding the 5 million token of appreciation.
Yeah. No, that was... Then they told me, no, that was before they had even given me the token.
Okay.
It was before the token.
Mm-hmm.
Then they told me, you already have the capital. I said, okay, where's the capital? They told me, you have everything that you require to open a company and run it. I listened to them. They told me, you're so multi-skilled. You have the skills, you have the energy,
So you had to put everything into consideration.
It is sunk into my head.
Reflection, and then you are like, okay, you've been holding yourself
I told
back.
them I'll get back to you in 2 days' time.
Not 2 weeks, not a fortnight.
Not 2 weeks.
2 days.
But I ended up getting back to them in a daytime. I told them, I think I have understood what you were trying to communicate. I have understood and I have made up my mind. I'm going to register the company.
So you never looked back?
I never looked back.
That's
and I asked them, how do I go about it? They told me, you're going to need A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z. Process those ones. When you get done with them, get back to us. I did exactly that.
A word of encouragement, taking it, putting it into consideration. The advice.
So the word of encouragement is, you do not need so much money to be a CEO. You do not need so much money to make things happen. You do not need so much money to be an innovator. You do not need so much money to do great things. You just need your brains. You need passion, focus, and of course the knowledgeability. You cannot give what you don't have. In order for you to deliver, you must have what you're delivering. Yes, you don't give what you don't have.
Wow.
And if you want to be someone, seek knowledge.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you so much. You've really done us justice. It has been a great discussion, great conversation right here at the National Broadcaster. Wow, I would love to stay for long and have this going, but time is against us. We're supposed to be here from the hour of 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. That is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays, and looking forward to having more of your company. That is tomorrow, same time, same place. I will salute Rita. Thank you for your time. Rita Elite,
yes.
Unique name from Real Communications Limited. That is her firm. She's a CEO and a founder. She's an entire package, I should say. Multitasking as a woman and making sure she has to balance every bit of it. Well, God bless you from the entire team behind the scene.
Yeah,
wish you a beautiful Tuesday and keep watching the National Broadcaster.
Thank you.
The thrill of taking on the falls of the Nile River. The joy of discovering new traditions and a lot more. Join us at the 2023 Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo from the 26th to the 29th of April at the